infinite beings. Now, self-realization or God realization is the path that we are all on right now on this earth. If you are here, if you are walking this plane of existence, we are all trying to realize your true self, our infinite being, our true nature. And why I believe it is the beginning of the end will need some exploration and explanation. Now, the end goal is to be completely dissolved of your ego or your personality, because that is ultimately what leaves you from finding or experiencing your true self or God within. I believe that when you're on this path, even if it's unconsciously, you are trying to dissolve or trying to be boundless, trying to dissolve your personality. And we try to do this in so many ways. I mean, you can see it in the world, you can see it in yourself. Even we sometimes, you get lost in mundane things, in material things, trying to keep your personality alive, trying to keep it in check. And we try to get it dissolved into something, whether it's your career, a relationship, whatever it may be, whatever attachment it can be. But ultimately, trying to find yourself or trying to find happiness in these material things will only lead to failure, because material experiences always come to an end. There's always an expiry date. And let me tell you why. Because true happiness is eternal. It's infinite. And so it's not external, it's not a material thing. Because material things, they have an expiration date. Material things are temporary happiness. That is why when we achieve a certain thing in life, whether it's a car, house, or your dream spouse or partner, it's only temporary happiness. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, what you've achieved in your life, whether it's getting into the career that you wanted to get into, or get into the university that you wanted to get into, whatever it may be. It can even be a little thing, getting a PlayStation or solving this Rubik's Cube. It is only temporary happiness. And unconsciously, people are trying to fulfill this void in mundane things. If I had to give an example of what true self-realization is, and mind you, there are beings who experience this permanent state of meditation, and it is reachable. I mean, if other humans are in this state and we are the same as them, we are all human beings, we all have the potential. Sons of God, I'm sure you've heard of that. So the true self, if I had to give an example, the true self is the observer of the mind, of the body. It's just awareness that watches everything, and it's not tangible, it's not physical, it just observes. Now, there was an experience that I had, I think it was 2019, if I'm not mistaken, around that time, where I wasn't going through a good time, I wasn't really doing anything with my life, I was depressed, and the story goes on. But a random day, not feeling good, in my thoughts, anxious, depressed, so forth, I came to sit on my room floor. I was just sitting, and all of a sudden, for about, I actually can't even remember how long it was, maybe 40 minutes to an hour, but I sat on my room floor, and all emotions, all thoughts ceased. I was just sitting there, and I didn't know how much time had passed. I could definitely tell that I was in a weird state as the experience worn off, and not one single thought came through the mind. I was just sitting, looking at the walls, looking what's around, and I couldn't actually explain what had happened to me because I had no previous knowledge or information or understanding of what was actually happening, what that experience was, because I wasn't into spirituality or reading books about, monks and all these things, the yogis and meditation. I didn't have any information of how to explain that experience. So I just thought it was a weird state. It wasn't alarming or terrifying because that is actually our true being. Now, your true being is the observer, the true awareness, true happiness, and it's untouched by the mind and the body. For example, Eckhart Tolle, a very significant spiritual teacher on this earth right now, who I believe is fully in that state, and you can search him up if you want to. Maybe I'll put a picture up. But he explains experiencing the true self, and he compares it to the clouds and the blue sky. So the blue sky is infinite, it's vast, it's true expansion, like our true nature, untouched by anything. And clouds may come, rain may come, but it moves on. But the infinite blue sky, the sky just remains. Same like our true self. Thoughts come, emotions come, but it's all temporary. Thoughts go by, emotions go by, but the true self, the true awareness stays as that presence. It stays as that awareness. So if you are listening to this, if you truly are tuning in, if you truly are listening, there may be cognitive processes happening while you are listening to this. But behind that, even deeper than that, there is the true awareness that is just observing. It's maybe looking on the phone or however you're watching this. It is just there, present, not thinking about anything, if you are truly listening. Look here, I won't say that everybody will achieve that state. I've had that experience years ago, still trying to get back there. Who knows, I might achieve it or not. And it's the thing is, you can't even achieve it because it's already inside of you. But having said that, not everyone is meant to, be self-realized. I mean, people have different karmas, people have different purposes on this earth, whether it's to live a life of exploration, of adventure, traveling the world, or working a 9 to 5, or whatever the case may be. Everybody has their own purpose, but the important thing is to have the awareness that we are on this earth solely to know God, solely to know your true self. Just to have that awareness, that background knowledge, even while you're engaged in your purpose or your passion or whatever it is. It is of the utmost importance, and it really is the beginning of the end, because the end is total dissolution in God, to be totally immersed with God. And so a lot of people speak about ego deaths and so forth and so on, because once you are really in tune with being on the path of self-realization, there is no, your personality takes, it's in the background, it's in the process of dissolving. becoming less and less. And you deserve to know this. I felt like sharing it. I'm not saying that you should take this information and, it's fact, it's statement. I'm just trying to share my knowledge of our inner reality, our outer reality, and just to express my experience and my time here on this earth and what is actually going on, because it's important to question our reality. It's important to question everything around us and not just go with the flow. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a sheep. I know a lot of people say, they're the black sheep. But you're still a sheep. You are still a sheep following what everybody else is doing. You need to question your friends, your family, the closest to you. You need to really dig for the truth. We're all looking for truth in some way or another. It is really important to understand what is this? What is this experience? What am I? In my belief, we are infinite. We are that true awareness. It's not bound by anything. It's eternal. It cannot die. And once you realize this, even death, you cannot fear death. Once you abide in that presence, that eternal nature, cannot die. It's eternal. But so yes, infinite beings. That is my 2 cents. Namaskaram. Namaste. And peace be with you.